is Seed Care Biologicals with conventional seed dressing or seed treatment chemicals for seed coating. After the seed coating is done by a conventional chemical, grower, a farmer can do seed dressing at his level. And this is on top of the layer of chemical pesticide we are talking. And when it is done and planted, these microbes do survive and add a lot of value. You will see how. We will see a small case studies of two products. One is example mycorrhiza. I was telling how mycorrhiza can make a small difference to a dryland agriculture. I'm not going to much details of the mycorrhiza. All of you may know already. Let's simply go just 0.3 ml of mycorrhizal liquid treated for 1 kilogram of commercially available pesticide coated maize seed. Commercially available pesticide coated maize seed, on which 0.3 ml of mycorrhizal oil. If we go for a seed dressing, look at the difference in 8 days, how the same maize that expresses by root system and the biomass in the shoot in 10 days. And look at the kind of a matting of the root. This is the impact which mycorrhiza can give for any kind of a crop in dryland agriculture. Like field trial assessment, for example, when it was done, only mycorrhizal oil, mycorrhiza, treated on the maize seed. You can see one side, 45 days, already the crop has come for flowering. The other side, conventional practice, it is still not come for flowering. At the last stage of all details are there, you can share the presentation later. The yield difference has been about 19% in the yield difference of the corn. The biomass difference has been different, again much more. Almost that we didn't present here. Almost 30% is the weight gain in the fodder. In Indian conditions or any kind of a dryland condition, farmers buy fodder in summer to feed the animals. If you get 15-20% more fodder, the chaff, that becomes a feed. Like this, ornamentals, it's not very pertinent. Like this, we have got varieties of crops where the unexploited mycorrhiza can be used by a farmer, a simple coating of seeds. Now we go to another very interesting unexploited bacteria called silica solubilizing bacteria. We have done a lot of work for the last 7-8 years, and after a lot of survey, isolation, screening, we have been able to get a good bacteria. Let's talk about what is silica. 8th most important element in the universe, silica. It's a very important element. And soil has abundant silica. 50 to 70% of soil is silica. Plants rooting in soil that contains silica, and the silica moves up to the tissues. What happens is that when silica goes up in the particular plant system, it imparts stress tolerance, disease tolerance, and imparting strength to the plant. So when we talk a silica in soil is available, but problem is how we make it grow. A lot of abundant bacteria have been there. They have been doing their job. But today with herbicides, regular utilization, fertilizers, pesticides, there is a depletion of this bacteria. Let's see what happens if we look at this form of the world. Look at the importance of silica. Crop like rice, NPK, you need about 100 to 110 kilograms of nutrient per hectare. Silica requirement of rice is over 250 kilograms per hectare. Look at sugarcane. Combined NPK maybe 200, 300 kilograms per hectare. Silica requirement is 500 to 700. Therefore, if we say NPK as major nutrients, maybe we label silica as a mega nutrient. It's a very, very important element which plants need it, and if the plant can take it properly, the plant will be having a good, robust system. What exactly we are now looking at? A particular bacteria, we call it silica solubilizing We have isolated some good strains of these bacteria, and we have the what you call deposit under the Budapest Treaty as a state ownership, and is a private collection today. This we did some very quick trials for you how silica solubilizing bacteria can help. Basically, we are talking drought situation or drought mitigation. Simplest trials are made to take an eggplant, varieties of plants, one set of plants, normal way of cultivation, second set of plant pots, we put the silica solubilizing bacteria. After 15 days of application, means the daytime the plants are kept outside, night time they are kept inside because the dew should not affect the our judgment or results. After 20-25 days, the normal plant without water dies. Here we are talking first day we give the water. Thereafter, we withdraw the water completely. Zero water after germination. Here, after 25 days, you still have the plant surviving without one drop of water. 35 days it survives. 55 days also the plant has the ability to survive because this silica mobilizing bacteria has pushed silica from the soil into the plant system. And the plant is able to survive without water. Look at crop like eggplant, same 65 days also survives. French beans, which is more water demanding kind of a plant. After 15 days of withdrawal of water, you still have the untreated plant anyway died in 20 days time. 50 to 75 days with no water also, the plant has been able to survive. This is the ability of this bacteria which can make silica move up the plant tissues and make them survive and fight drought. Tomatoes, same story, 15 days, 25 days the plant can survive without water, and up to 55 days also the survival has been reported. Chilies, the hot pepper, same thing, 15 days, 35 days without water. What we are talking is these are extreme cases. This kind of result is not required in field condition. Farmers sow the seed now when there is some rain and hope that it will germinate and one more rain will come. In dryland agriculture, what happens? After 10 days, 15 days, suppose there is no follow-up rain. Farmer keeps looking up the sky all the time. And if there is no rain for 2 weeks, what all he has spent money on fertilizer, seed, labor, everything goes 100% waste. And he has to go for resowing. If we can give a seed to survive for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks time in the field condition, it is not putting percentage growth of treated, untreated, 20%, pie diagram, bar diagram, not required. It is no go, no go situation, black and white. A plant can survive in a condition when there is very adverse drought condition, and thereby it can give help to hope a farmer. Spinach, a very succulent plant which needs a lot of water. Even after 15 days of withdrawal of water, you can see the plant is still green, surviving. The untreated plant dies, of course, in about 15 days time. 20 days and 40 days also, with zero water, spinach kind of leafy vegetable is able to survive. What are we now implying? In